We live?
We are on air, sir. Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Good to see
How y'all doing
everybody
today?
today. Crypto Joe, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing great. Having some camera issues, but that's about it.
Hey, we'll work on that in a minute.
We're going to work on that.
We're going to work
How's
on
everybody
that in a
doing out
minute.
there today? Hello,
Everybody,
hello, hello. Hey, man, yesterday's show was pretty incredible there, buddy.
thank you, thank you, thank
Pulled
you.
that
I,
one right out of
I
like,
thought it was
woo!
pretty good.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
was driving and I was like, Glory, what are you doing with my phone? You know? And she's like, I'm getting on the show. I was like, oh, because it was like 106, I think, is when it was when I jumped in.
Yeah.
And I was just driving, so I kind of lost track of time.
Hmm.
They're like, hey, Jeremy's on here. And Gloria's like, man, Chris got Jeremy on there. I thought you wanted to be on the show with Jeremy and talk to Jeremy. I was like, I did, but Chris did it without me.
Well, we're going to have him back. I talked with him
I'm just
today.
kidding.
I talked
But
with him
guys,
today.
we've been Jeremy. I think was actually going to be our very first guest,
And it didn't work
and
out.
then everybody decided something else. That's right when we were starting the that month of June, the whole social media month. And so then instead of Jeremy, Kathy came on because she's the one that knew about all social media stuff. And so it was like, well, like, oh, well, okay, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm just kind of talking to myself here, Chris. I can't see you anywhere yet. So.
That's okay, buddy. And so, I appreciate the props. I was really happy to get Jeremy on yesterday. It was a spare of the moment kind of thing, but it was really exciting. I think people got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Additionally, I did ask him to be a regular guest, and he's
Right.
agreed to whenever he doesn't have something scheduled. That's 8 o'clock in the morning in Hawaii, by the way.
Yeah, that's
So
early.
when he doesn't have anything scheduled, maybe once a week or so, he'll pop on and just kind of hang out with us and all that good stuff. And that'll be fun because Jeremy's a fun character.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yep, absolutely.
We're just trying to figure out some with this lighting, guys.
So, some people say that they have a lot of trouble building their own business, right? So,
Right.
Joe and I, although that we're definitely into crypto, and there's no hiding that for sure. Um,
Right.
we've decided that we're going to start talking to people a little bit about building their business. Just a little
Right.
bit, a hint here and there, maybe one a day or so, just to let people
Exactly.
know that you've got to work on yourself, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, because you can work on your business till the cows come home, but if you don't work on you, nothing's going to happen, right, Joe?
That's absolutely correct. Um, and what it was, Chris and I were talking this morning for a couple hours. What about an hour and a half or something like that? And we started talking about one thing, and then it kind of led into another thing, and that's just how these conversations happen. And we kind of came across something, a much bigger conversation than what we were talking about. Something much bigger came out of it, let's say. Um, and, you know, we were talking about all the training everyone's going through and all this and all the time that's being devoted. A lot of it was we were like, man, people are devoting a whole lot of time to, looking at things and watching things and training things and this and that and this and that. And if you're building your foundation and you have the time, you know what I mean, and you don't necessarily need to start producing,
Mm-hmm.
then that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. And I'll tell you what, that's the best way you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But you also need to go out there and practice and screw up. Because practice is what's going to make you.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not going to go through a program and then go, first person you talk to and the second person you talk to and the third person, go, oh, boom, I got it. You're going to
absolutely.
have to mess up a few times. And that's kind of like, we were looking for what, 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 10.
Yeah,
We wanted all these no's before we got the yeses. You know what I mean? And the whole idea behind that is try and screw up, see where you screwed up. Well, don't try to screw up, but when you do, don't let it bug you. Just move on. You
right.
know what I mean? But then we kind of got a little deeper with it. And we're like, well, a lot of this is not all training aspects work for everybody. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
most things aren't molded to people.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And somebody goes, oh, you need to take this because this is what you need to learn to do this. Or you need to take this over here because this is what you need to learn to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But different programs work for different people. And that's just the way things are. Some people are going to be great getting on social media and typing things out. They just love to type. blah, blah, blah. I can't, I type about 2 words a minute.
Some people are good on the phone, though.
It takes me a long time to send a text message. You know, guys, when I'm taking a long time to get back to you on text and stuff, and if I'm actually using my keyboard typing, it's bad.
It's
I mean,
bad.
I'm a chicken. I'm chicken eat and feed. I don't know if you've ever seen that before. You know what I mean? But then we kind of got a little deeper with that.
Yep.
And we went, you know what? This is the thing. We need to get what everybody wants out of everything.
Yes.
You know, and I don't mean, hey, you're like, oh man, I want to be rich and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other.
No.
No. We want to know, and we want to help you achieve, when you go lay down at night, you know what I mean? And we all have problems in life, everybody. Everybody has problems.
Yep.
So don't think that we're here talking to you that we don't have just as many problems, if not more than you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that thing, like you lay down at night and you go, what do I really want? And what do you really want? Do you just want to be able to pay your bills?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you like, man, I wish I could get my rent and all my utility bills paid and still have $50 for groceries or $100 for groceries. Or maybe you got that covered. That's not a problem. You're like, you know what I really want? What I really, really want would be able to pay my grandkids' tuition.
Hey, Joe.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to pause you real quick right there.
Okay, sorry. Am I going too deep?
Sorry. No. I'm going to pause you right there because first I want to say congratulations, Bethany, on your new partner in business. That's absolutely awesome. But I want to kind of tie in a little bit of what Jeremy and I were talking about yesterday. And what you just said, really, I want to re-emphasize what he said yesterday. And if you guys were listening, and if you didn't listen, go back and get the recording. But he said, you know, when he got into crypto a little over a year and a half ago or so, what he said was that, you know, he got in when Bitcoin was $1,000. And so he took $2,000 and he bought 2 Bitcoin. And he never took another dime out of his pocket. Everything that he created, his entire crypto portfolio, as we call it. Go ahead, buddy. His entire crypto portfolio is self-built. So, but if you guys remember what he actually said was when he started, all he really wanted to do, his first goal, was nothing more than create $300 extra a month. $300. It's $300. And so, you know, I know that when we get on these calls, a lot of times, you know, and when you're looking at businesses and you hear leaders talk and you hear leaders talk about, oh, well, they got 15 Bitcoin stacked up, or, you know, they just bought themselves a new car and they paid for it with Bitcoin or whatever. That may have nothing to do with your why, okay, or your desire. And everybody likes to talk about why. I like to talk more about feelings and desire, right? And honestly speaking, your why should always be connected to your deepest desire, but nobody's ever told you that. Okay? Right. What they tell you is they tell you to figure out what your why is, and if your why is not big enough to make you cry, it's not big enough. Well, if I've heard that once in 28 years, I've heard it a million times. It makes no sense to people, okay? What Joe and I were talking about, and I paused him for a second just to reiterate that Jeremy King, one of the 5 owners of Cryptogenics, y'all, started a year and a half ago with a desire to make $300 extra a month. That's all it was. Okay, that was his desire. He was driven by that. Now, obviously, as he grew and obviously as he learned more, his goals and his desires grew with that. And he admitted that yesterday. But Joe and I were talking, and this conversation that we were having was fantastic. I mean, it really was a good conversation. And, you know, we realized by accident or by divine intervention, whatever you want to call it, we realized that people they're not getting their big crayons out early enough. Okay, if you're already in the business and you already invested money and you're already disenchanted, you didn't get your big crayons out fast enough. Okay, and don't be discouraged by that. I'm not saying that to smack anybody's hand or to say that you did something wrong. That's not what I mean. Okay, but what I do mean is that if we can help people realize and we can help people come into businesses whether it's our business or a health business or a travel business or whatever it is, if we can help them get into a business and they have the fundamentals, okay, they have the core values that they need and the core skill sets that they need and the toolbox that they need, they'll be successful. They'll see success much faster. Would you agree, Joe?
Yeah, I definitely agree on that one. It's kind of how do you explain it? I'm gonna put it in school terms.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people out there that need preschool.
Yes.
That's not a bad thing.
No.
You know, this is the thing. Cryptogenics, what we're doing, we're an education company.
Right.
But what this has done for many of us, and I'm one of them, is it's opening doors that I never thought I'd open. That I never thought, and I'm not talking about business opportunity. I'm talking about doors within myself. Things that I'm seeing now, things that I'm wanting and realizing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say wanting, I don't mean I want a new truck or a new car or a new boat or my helicopter. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking things I'm wanting to do.
Mm-hmm.
I see a need for a little bit of hand holding, I guess you'd say,
Mm-hmm.
and how to teach people how to get over that hand holding.
Yes.
You know, how to encourage and go, hey, let's go inside ourselves. Let's figure out what's up. You know what I mean? What are we afraid of? What are we willing to stare down? And what are we not willing to stare down?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm going to be honest with you, before you go spending your money on a product, you know, if you don't think you can sell cryptogenics, don't buy the $300 package. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a waste of your money. You know,
right.
You know, do you need to know about, you know, cryptocurrencies? And yeah, you do, because it's here. You know, it's not coming. It's here. It's just not been mass adopted yet. But there's some things going on in the world right now where mass adoption is happening at a rapid rate.
Absolutely. I'm going to pause you again right there, brother.
Do what?
I'm going to pause you right there again,
Okay.
brother.
Okay.
And the reason that I'm going to do that is because you just segued into something that I wanted to make sure that we talked about today, which was that the New York Stock Exchange operator announced that they're going to have a new global digital asset platform, and he plans Bitcoin futures to launch. And you know, if you guys haven't figured it out yet, or you're combating people that are saying, well, crypto's not here to stay, or it's never going to work, or it's never going to be adopted, or whatever the case is, you know, those people are wrong, and you need to know with conviction that they are wrong. Okay, and I'm not getting on a soapbox here for cryptogenics or anything like that. I'm just getting on a platform that Joe and I are fortunate enough to have, that we can communicate with everybody that it's really here to stay. So when you hear something like that, you know, you can fire back with, well, you know, the New York Stock Exchange operators getting ready to put a new platform on. It must be something, right? And walk off. Have a great day. Don't get heated. Don't get upset about it. But you know, at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you know what's going on in your industry. Now, if your industry is travel, and you know, I've been seeing, and I'm just pulling this out of the air, so don't anybody quote me or anything, but I've been seeing on my Facebook recently, you can travel the world on a cruise in 4 months, I believe it is, and if you're in the travel business and you don't know about that cruise and you don't know all the specifics and the stops and all of that stuff, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're shooting yourself in the foot, because people are going to want to do that. Can you imagine being able to travel the world? Like, that got me excited. Like, travel the world in 4 months, and I get to see all these different countries, and I don't have to drive, and I don't have to get on a plane, and I don't have to unpack a million times. Wow, that's amazing, right? Especially after coming off of that vacation that I just came off of, that I had to pack and unpack every day.
Is it my turn?
Yeah,
I
buddy.
can't see.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I just wanted to make sure that people have that, right?
Yeah, that's true. You need to know. You need to be aware of what's going on in your business. And now we're talking about if this is your business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're interested in getting into this business as a business, I'm not talking about just the education package, the 250 deal. You need to learn what's going on, yeah. But I'll be honest with you, get the education, learn how to work it all, and there you go.
Right.
You're pretty really set.
Do you want a business or do you want a hobby? That's what you need to decide.
Right. Well, exactly. And figure that out. And like Jeremy mentioned yesterday that him and a friend of his. Oh, and hi, Jeremy, by the way. And by the way, buddy, you did a great job yesterday.
Thank you, Jeremy.
I'm just kidding. But no, and that's the thing. Like he was talking about him and his buddies, or him and one of his friends, I think he said, they started something out as a little hobby, with a few $100 or whatever. And then now it's turned into a full-time gig for both of them.
Right.
And I was talking to Gloria. I had a lot of time to talk to Gloria yesterday because we were in the car, we were traveling, you know what I mean? And so we were just talking about this and that and the other, and we kind of came to a conclusion that far as I go, which I've kind of known this anyways, because I gave up a business to do this. I gave up a pretty lucrative construction gig, to do this. But this is my full-time job, and this kind of leads back to that other thing. You got to take time to build your business because I know what I do every day. I know what Chris does every day, and neither one of us hardly have time to do it.
Right.
To really build the way we need to build.
Right.
We damn sure don't have time, pardon my language, but we don't have the time right now to kick this into high gear without a whole lot of really structuring things. You know what I mean? And I mean serious structure. And it's like, no, I have 5 minutes to talk to you. That's all I have to talk to you. If you don't get it in 5 minutes, I'm sorry, but I have to do this thing.
Right.
I mean, it's busy, and it's going to get real busy. And I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm trying to get everybody ready. You know what I mean? So let's think about this. We've been in a company for almost, we're just going to kind of talk about this. Okay. Let's say we've all been in a company for about 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay. All working together for about 3 months. How many people remember anything from the first month? Can somebody, I can't see what's really being typed. Can I get anybody on here? Jeremy, it can even be you, buddy. You know what I mean? Does
Jeremy's
remember any of the rewards we were that were offered?
Joe.
For anything?
Joe. Yeah. Jeremy's too busy packing to go on the world cruise for 4 months.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. Is he really going on a world cruise for 4 months?
No, he didn't know about it until I said something about it. He's like, "How much does it cost?" I am there. Bye, kids.
That's awesome. I'm sorry. But does anybody remember anything?
I do.
And we're going to sit here and talk about something. I'd like to see somebody answer. Or Chris, you're going to have to tell me.
Well, I'm waiting to see if anybody answers your question.
Anybody?
So,
okay, I'm going to ask you another question. How's that? That way we can kind of keep this rolling a little bit. We're not just waiting. Does anybody know who Andrew Carnegie is? What made Andrew Carnegie rich?
I hope people know who he is. Let's see. Let's see if anybody answers this.
Okay.
So while Joe's waiting on his answer to who is Andrew Carnegie and what was his claim to fame?
Yeah. Well, no. I don't want to know what his claim to fame was. I want to know what made him wealthy.
Well, what made him wealthy? That should be his claim to fame, though.
Yeah. I know, but I don't want somebody to be like, "Oh, well, you know what I mean." I'm asking a real direct question.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, Patty knows who he is. Patty, do you know? Do you happen to know what made him rich? Okay, tell us what made him rich. So, we learned very quickly talking today, and we were probably talking for at least an hour, and we were comparing notes. And after being in the car, and apparently his mind works really well when he's in the car too, because that happens with Jeff and I. That's right, Bethany. It was the steel industry, and so they had a lot of time to talk. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay. Thank you for the answer. U.S. Steel. He created U.S. Steel, so that's what made him rich.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? You know what I think really made him rich, guys?
Is it?
He believed in himself. He went out there and he did it. He believed in himself. That's what made him rich.
And I'm going to piggyback off of that with saying this, okay? He did not allow anyone to tell him he couldn't do it. And see, that's the thing. That's the missing ingredient in just about everybody's business out there. And I don't care if you're selling pee in a cup, to homeless people. Okay,
Yep.
if you want to do that, all right, and you have a desire within you that says you can do it and you believe that you can do it, nothing can stop you. Nothing. Not the fact that they're
Exactly.
homeless, not the fact that you don't have enough pee in the cup, not the fact that they don't have any money. You will find all the answers. It's a big scientific experiment, y'all.
Correct.
Go,
And
Joe.
that's where you need to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the real big crayons come in. Let's I think we've skipped some steps in all of this. You know what I mean? I
With a
believe in
lot of
yourself.
people, I believe so. I
With a
believe
lot of people,
so.
not with everybody. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
this, I'm not talking to any individuals. You know what I
No.
mean? I'm talking to everyone in general. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you to tell your people this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you know what? You don't have to. You know what I mean? I'm no expert. I'm no genius. I just know how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't just think this. I feel this. And
Mm-hmm.
Chris and I were talking about something earlier. I had a new business plan on another business. Okay. And I was like, Chris, I know how to do all the licensing stuff and blah, 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 blah. I don't even think about that. That's
Mm-hmm.
something that's just common practice to me. That's X's and O's and dotting I's and T's, all that crap. You know what I
Right.
mean? What I pictured is I pictured all the customers in there, in that business. I pictured having conversations with people. I pictured asking people how things were and what they thought about it. Was it too salty, or was it, or something like that, or how's that drink taste, or hey, it's great to see your kids. So what do you think about our Thursday family night we have?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I go with things. I see everything, and I don't see like, okay, we're gonna go in there and I'm gonna paint the wall, and then the wall's gonna look pretty. No, man, I'll go in there and paint the wall, no problem. I got that handled. That's not the issue. That issue is how you deal with everything else.
Right.
A lot of what all this training and stuff, it teaches you to project. Okay,
Yes.
it's like, if you ever seen The Secret, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. It's put everything out there. That's like what the wish board is.
Mm-hmm.
And some people buy into it. It really doesn't matter if you do it or you don't. It works. You know what I mean? You need to have your goal and put your goal out there in front of you so you can go towards it. And like I said, that could be a goal as simple as, I'd really like to pay my electric bill on time.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to pay all my bills in 1 month and not have one always a month behind.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you start. You know what I mean? You start at the dinner table.
Right. Absolutely.
You start at that dinner table. And you go, hey, guess what? What about that 1 month you actually, instead of getting some hamburger and some hot dogs, you get to go get a steak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going out to get one because that's too expensive and that's just ridiculous. You're going to cook one at home because they're the best ones anyways.
Absolutely.
You're proud. You're proud because your wife and your kids, they got steak, or your husband, or whatever. You know what I mean? Or just however that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think everyone really needs to start working on and seeing in themselves. That's where the belief starts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? People talk about big goals, big goals. Let's get some little goals.
Mm-hmm.
Let's what do you want? Well, you don't start out running a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
You start out running across the street.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's that simple. Like, oh man, I ran from the front door to the mailbox.
Absolutely.
Your mailbox sitting on the side of the house.
And you know what, Joe?
Yes, sir.
It is.
Sorry.
No, it is all about that. And for a lot of people, and we were talking about Jeremy earlier, so his ears were probably burning, and that's why he jumped on our call. And thank you, Jeremy, for doing that. We love you, bro. But for Jeremy, it was $300 in the beginning. It was $300 in the first month, right? And he wanted to get that. He wanted to get that to the. He wanted to get that to the first accomplishment of the first goal, right? And then his goals went up and he accomplished more goals. And so like Joe was talking about, it's you want to be able to pay all your bills, right? Maybe you just want to be able to pay all your bills. Let's go one step further. Let's pay all your bills with your business, your new business, right? Mm-hmm. And then guess what? Hey, watch this. Your normal job, your brick and mortar, whatever it is you're doing to provide for yourself that you pay your bills with, that you could take and put in a savings account because you didn't spend any of it that month. Wow. Or you could splurge, because here's the thing. Most people aren't splurging anymore, y'all. Okay? Most people aren't splurging anymore. They're not treating themselves to nice vacations. They're not, treating themselves to the steak dinner like Joe was talking about. Personally, I like a good T-bone, but I want to put it on my own grill because I can cook it better than most people can. But that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is that the T-bones for my family, if I buy them, on a regular pricing system, I'm going to pay somewhere between $30-$40 for 3 steaks, right?
Right.
No, 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 no. So people aren't splurging. Okay, um, what they're doing is they're keeping the bare minimums. They're doing what it takes to get by. They're keeping the roof over their head. They're keeping the lights on. They're keeping the kids in school. They're keeping used tires on their vehicles. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
talking real stuff here, y'all.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
true, guys.
and
Hey,
and
that used tire one, Chris, is perfect.
it,
You know what I mean? Because when I have to go out and get tires for mine, it's $800 for one of them. You know what I mean? Not one tire, but to put tires on
I
four-wheel
understand.
drive.
I know what you mean.
Tires are $250 a piece, depending on where you get them. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
you can run up to $1,000 for tires, and guys, $1,000 is a lot of money.
Right. And
You know what
and
I mean?
and I have a friend, my son's best friend's dad. He's
Mm-hmm.
got a tire business, right? And I
Really?
had no idea. I had no
You give
idea.
me some discounts?
Yeah, probably. I had no idea, really, honestly, y'all, that so many people bought used tires and put them on their vehicles. This is an entire business, okay?
Yeah,
And
it
it's
is.
a lucrative business because
Mm-hmm.
people can't afford to go buy the new ones, right? And he's like, he's reasonable. I mean, he's not cheap by
Yeah.
any means, but he's reasonable, and he doesn't believe in making a living off one person, okay?
Right.
But here's the biggest thing, you know, if we can connect within ourselves, and Joe and I made a pledge to each other this morning, and we decided that we are not going to put anybody else in our business that we don't have a conversation with first, that we
Right.
find out exactly what they're looking for, where they've been. We've got a list of questions already written out that we want answers to before we start working with people, because
Yeah.
that questionnaire is going to allow us, okay, that's going to allow us to know exactly where they are.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And not
Right.
only where they are, but where to start them and what to give them to help them become successful. And that's hugely important. If you can do that, not just in cryptogenics, y'all, this is bigger than cryptogenics. And I don't mean to belittle anything, okay? Because I believe
No.
cryptogenics is the best company under the sun. I love my company. I wish that I could have been more active in helping them, and I did. We were part of it. Those of us who came on in the beginning, we were actually hands on part of helping sculpt it and the training and all of that good stuff and the test and everything. But what I'm trying to say is that I wished I had a thought of it faster. Okay, it was faster. It's not that I'd have thought of it first, just faster, because so many more people would be happier right now. Okay. And
Yeah.
it's about happiness, y'all. Every one of us has to be happy. And look, at the end of the day, you could sit here in front of this computer screen and you could talk to your friends that you've never met across the country, across the sea, in another country, in Eureka Springs, all day long if you want to. But at the end of the day, you got to get off and you got to face that what? You got to face that family. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And if your family's not happy with you, you're not happy.
That's
Okay.
true.
And you can't be happy if you don't even know what you're looking for, y'all.
Right.
Okay. And so that's kind of what I wanted to kind of stress. My head's itching, y'all, because of that, that sunburn on my head. But Joe, come in and talk to them a little bit more about knowing exactly where they're at, not
Right.
being offended when you say, hey, I think you need to start here instead of here. And,
Right.
don't go too deep, but just kind of give them a picture of
I'm,
what we
I'm giving
want
you
to
the thing,
do.
okay? You know what I mean? But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, and kind of where I was at when Chris needed to jump in on that last one was, what do you want when you lay down at night?
Yes.
What's that thought? That,
Yes.
oh man, if I could just get this taken care of, God, it'd be like the world lifted off my shoulders.
Yes.
Okay. Usually, when it's like that, that's, man, if you can get past that,
Yes.
because it's always something really major that's not that big.
Yes.
The most major problems we really have in life are usually a couple $100. You know what I mean? And it really is.
Mm-hmm.
$100 bill makes a big difference in your life. It
Yes.
truly does. And I know we say all the time with like the cryptogenics, oh, it's only $300. Okay, all right, it's only $300, guys. But what if it was 50?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not being mean, and it's worth a lot more. But let's not discount how much money that is to everyone.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's the things where I get kind of sideways with stuff. I'm like, wait a second, man. Just because $300 isn't a lot to you doesn't mean it's not a whole hell of a lot to somebody else.
Exactly.
That's when we go into these other countries and we're going, we'll just come up with the money. Oh, really? This person makes that much in a month.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we always you gotta kind of realize where you're at on these things. Okay. And now a lot of those people are going, man, I wish I had clean water.
Yes.
I wish I had running water.
Yes. I wish I had electricity that came on at night so that I didn't have to burn oil lamps.
Yeah. I mean, and it's that simple. But those are the things those people got to deal with inside them.
Yes, absolutely.
What I want to find out about people is, what do you need and what are you willing to do?
Yes.
You know, what is your level? It's your level of commitment and things like that. And guys, I don't want to sound like some training program. Okay. I just don't. That's not who I am. I'm honest. I speak from the heart. And that's just it. It's anti-training. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But I'm not going to have the same conversation with 100 people. I'm just not. That's not who I am. I'm going to look at you and go, okay, now tell me the truth.
Right.
What do you really want? What do you really need?
Where are you at?
Maybe you want to go, hey, I'm sorry, man. Maybe you want to make some money so you can ditch your wife and open a strip club. That's what you really want to do? Then, okay, let's work towards it. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds terrible, and that's a horrible analogy. But I wanted it to be a horrible analogy.
Right.
You know
right.
I wanted to be like, well, then if it's my job to help you and you're coming to me for help, then, well, that's probably, okay, well, let's formulate a plan. I mean, I'm not telling you to do it, but here's the plan. Okay.
Right.
And you need to go inside yourself and see where you're at too. You know, you need to evaluate it. You need an outside source to evaluate you. It's very difficult to evaluate yourself.
Yes.
Chris and I do this back and forth. And we don't even really realize we do. But we were talking today about strengths and weaknesses. And he's like, I was like, well, yeah, this is one of your strengths and this is one of your weaknesses. And we got this similar weakness here. And I was like, and I can tell you what my biggest weakness is. And he's like, that is kind of one of your really biggest weaknesses. I was like, I know, but there's not a whole lot that I'm going to do about that.
That one's just going to stay for a while, okay?
I'm like, that's just going to stay there because that's kind of my core personality. I mean, I can't help that. But we want to build you.
Yes.
Okay? Instead of building a program, instead of teaching you how to talk to people.
Yes.
You don't need to know how to talk to anybody at all. If you can't talk to yourself and you're not comfortable with yourself and you're not confident in yourself, there's no point in watching any of this stuff and wasting your time.
Right. And you know what, Joe?
It's not going to work right.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't need to tell you all the key words to say to, psychologically get people to ask questions or, teach you how to talk in circles so no one ever tells you no. Okay?
So,
what
Joe,
you need to start with is you.
Yes.
Okay? You need to learn how to tell yourself yes and how to tell yourself no. Right? Sorry.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
So what the point we really want to drive across here is, no matter what business you're in, and I know a lot of our watchers are with Cryptogenics, and we love that. Yeah. But a lot of our watchers are not, and we love that too. Okay. But here's what we're trying to say. It doesn't matter where your prospect comes from. First of all, make sure they're a prospect. Okay, because there are different levels of meeting people, and you need to put those people through those different levels in order for you to have the right conversation. Second of all, once you know that they're a prospect and once you know they're interested, the first question out of your mouth should not be, for example, with us with Cryptogenics, is what do you know about Bitcoin? Or have you heard of digital money? Or have you heard of the new money? That shouldn't be your first question. Your first question should be, are you ready? Are you ready? Do you want a hobby, or do you want a business that you can replace your lifestyle with? Right? You want to know their mindset, okay? Because a lot of these people come to us, and I'm raising my hands here too. I'm guilty. A lot of these people come to us and they say, I want to do this and I want to make a bunch of money, and we get excited, okay? And we have no idea what their background is. We have no idea where they've been, what they've done, what their accomplishments have been, what their failures have been. And if you can get people to open up and talk to you about where they've been, their past, right there, you've got it. It's done. You have built a relationship. And Kathy talks about relationships all the time. And people say, oh, well, you can't build a big business just off of relationships. Wrong. Okay? You can build an awesome, huge, phenomenal business off of relationships. But there's some other keys out there. There's some other skills you've got to use too. Okay? Because you first got to get to the relationship, right? How do you get to the relationship? So you got to have a little bit of skills. And I think that that's what Joe and I have been talking about this morning. We're very passionate. I hope that's coming across in this particular live, because we're passionate about the fact that we stumped our toe on a rock, okay, trying to find an answer to something else. And we came across even bigger answers to questions we hadn't even asked yet. You know?
I was asking Chris for a simple little business solution to one of my business issues. Kind of. You know what I mean? Really not anything earth-shattering.
Mm-hmm.
And as everything came across and as we spoke, all the truths really came out.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I texted him. I was like, hey, buddy, man, I need to talk about some stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Chris is a real good friend of mine. You know what I mean? Like, we talk every single day. I know as much about what goes on in his household as I know about mine, and vice versa. You know? Now, so he's like, okay, what's going on? Boom, 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 boom. Then it went into this whole other thing that we didn't even plan on. I mean, nowhere.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about opening an ice cream store. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, we're building Corvettes. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm using those as analogies, guys. We're not really. I don't know. You want to build some Corvettes?
Sure, why not?
You know,
I know a guy.
I know a guy. Yeah. Hey, man, I like ice cream.
Hey,
but
love ice cream.
What we're trying to say is, or what I'm trying to say, what we're trying to say, is it's those relationships. It's that speaking.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you need to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be a leader. If you want to be a leader, you got to start leading yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to believe in anybody or anything, you got to believe in you. You know, I'm one of those kind of people. I jump off bridges and go, oh, what now? Okay, I got it. You know what I mean? And when I find out that I can't fly, I'm just baffled. I'm still not convinced I can't fly, to be quite honest with you. I don't think I can, if I ran real fast and jumped, I could keep jumping and my feet might stop touching the ground at some point. That's kind of what I think. But I know that sounds crazy, but that's how my brain just works. You know what I mean? I have a lot of self-doubts with stuff, but with some stuff I don't.
Right.
Because I can picture things. I see things so far. It's hard for me to keep on track with something because I'm way ahead of myself.
Yes.
Because I see way out in the future. You know what I mean? Now, if I get a business idea or something and I don't see in the future, I think something's wrong. I'm like, no, this is going to be a bad idea because I can't see it. I can't see it working. I can't find, and I work the angles and try to talk myself into stuff, and it doesn't work. That's why I've managed somehow in life to trust myself and not get myself into real bad financial shape.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or it's like, okay, I didn't put my money into that. Okay. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I don't really know where I was going with that. I want y'all to believe in yourselves. And I think some people, let's say we all need to take a little step back and we need to get more introspective.
Yes.
And let's build up that little person. Remember, I told you a while ago about something. And get a picture of yourself, okay? And this isn't a conceited thing or anything like that, people. Get a picture of yourself when you're a little kid like this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's a picture of me when I'm about 3 years old or something. Okay? Yep. I keep it sitting right here. Right? It's right here on my desk. I've got a helicopter over here because this is the goal. But I got the picture of that little kid right there because I have to take care of that little kid.
Yep.
That little kid's still here. You know what I mean? I haven't seen him in a long time. You know what I mean? But because, I'm older now, I don't look the same. But you have to take care of that person. You have to nurture that person. So nurture yourself. Take care of yourself. Build yourself. That little kid right there couldn't hardly throw a football. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was really actually a pretty good high school athlete. Well, junior high school, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So you have to build that thing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like I wasn't able to just lift weights. You know what I mean? I had to build up to it. I had to start off with push-ups before I could lift, and things like that. Focus on you. Make yourself important enough to be selfish.
Yes.
Right? Like, no, I need to work on what I got going on because it's going to help everything else.
Learn to
That's
say
where
no
you're
a
going to
little
get the
bit.
belief. That's where you're going to get that belief. That's where the visions are you're going to get more vision out of that too. You're like, hey, wait a second, I bet I really can do this. Not, I'm telling everybody I can do it, but I don't know if I can. So I'm gonna learn all this stuff, and then I'm gonna fake it till I make it. Well,
Right.
that's great until you know it. But if you really believe you know it, if you're like, yeah, I know I can do it, you can ask me anything on the planet if I can do it, and I'll tell you, yeah, except swimming. And I can scuba dive. I can go past that, past normal swimming. And I can swim, but I'm afraid of water. It's just a phobia. I can't help it. But I'm a certified scuba diver also. But I don't believe in having fears.
But you know what, Joe?
But
You can't see the screen unless you've got one of your monitors on Facebook. But I put up in our
yeah,
scroll today, one of our scrolls. It says, "Build you and your own business. Work on you more
yeah,
than you work on your business." You know,
yeah,
at the end of the day, y'all, it's you got to prioritize. You got to learn to say no a little bit. One of my mentors recently just told me, "Hey, Chris, you got to stop coddling people so much." And it's my nature. I want to help everybody to the extent that I help everybody else so much that I don't have anything left for me. And so that was the message he was trying to get across. He wasn't trying to be, he wasn't trying to be brash or rude. He was just trying to get me to realize that, if you're working a 10-hour day and you're not at least spending 2 hours of that 10-hour day on yourself and your own education and your own improvement, whatever that is, going to the gym, reading a book, taking a class, catching up on the what is the news in your industry, all of that type of stuff, then you're not building your business right. And that was actually said to me before I went on vacation, Joe, and I don't even think I shared that with you. I was a little tiffed about it, honestly.
yeah,
It rubbed me wrong at first. I had to really, and I didn't say anything to my mentor, obviously, because I want to keep him as a mentor, right? But I kind of, I don't know. I puffed up. I was like,
yeah,
that's one of my good points. Why is he picking on my good points? And then I really thought about it. As I said before, I took the vacation. The body didn't get any rest, but the brain did.
right,
And, the brain said, "Hey, stupid." What he was saying was, "You're not leaving anything for yourself.
right,
You need to work on you too." And then we come back off vacation and we have this great call with Stephen McCullough on Wednesday night. And he's talking about, "Hey, everybody," and he's not talking to me and Joe. He's talking to our entire company, right? And he's saying to the company, "Hey, everybody, we need to slow down. We need to step back a step. We have forgotten that the world doesn't know what Bitcoin is. You can't ask them what digital currency is or what cryptocurrency is because they don't know. They don't even know what Bitcoin is yet. You need to step back," right? And so that got us to thinking too. And so then Joe and I are talking this morning and we're comparing notes because him and Gloria have been on the road and Jeff and I have been on the road and everybody's had those wheels a turning and we're comparing
yeah,
notes as to what we were thinking. And we're like, you know what? We need to step back as our business building, and we need to make sure that we know the people, our business partners, what their needs are, what their goals are, where they want to go. We need to know these things, like not just ask the question, but know it. Okay, so when that person sends you a text, or that person sends you an email, or that person requests a Zoom, you know that person well enough that you know what their goal is. You know what you're
right,
working on, because you can't help that person if you don't know. You
yeah,
can, and this is what I want to say about that. Okay, we have all been helping everyone, but here's the key. Here's the key. We've been helping everyone blindly.
right,
Okay, as if though we were completely blind, because we don't know. And I'm not saying this is everybody, right? Like, there's groups of us that know each other well. Okay, but in the grand scheme of things, you don't know your business partners well enough to help them become successful. They may not even want to become successful. You may be sitting in your chair, logged in at your desk, into your back office, looking at your tree, going, well, why isn't James moving? I just don't know what's wrong with James. I've given him every piece of information I could give him, and he's still sitting right there. He hadn't talked to nobody, he hadn't put nobody in his business. Maybe he doesn't want to, y'all. Maybe he doesn't want to. And you don't know that because you didn't ask that question. Okay?
Right.
So, this live today has been a little bit different than our normal lives. It wasn't meant, if it hurt anybody's feelings, it wasn't meant that way.
No, please don't. Please, I hope it did not hurt anyone's
No,
feelings.
our
That's
our
not the
intention
at all.
our intention was not to roll up the newspaper and smack the dog on the nose. That was not the intention.
No,
The intention was to share an epiphany, okay, an aha moment, if you will, that we had talking about something completely not even related to what we're talking about right now, and helping some other people get into that space. Because I believe, and I think Joe believes, and we'll see in just a second, but I believe if we implement this, and yeah, it may take an extra hour. Yeah, it may take an extra hour and a half. Maybe it's going to take two meetings with somebody instead of one. I haven't tested it yet, so I don't have any data to give you. Okay? What I'm going to tell you is this. I believe with all of my heart that we will build better businesses, longer lasting businesses, more solid businesses if we put this one step into play. Just one step. And that is getting to know your partners. Okay? Don't call them team. Y'all, that's degrading. Okay?
they're your teammates, though.
No, they're partners. They're business partners. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because if you've got a team, if you're
Mhm.
saying team, okay, and this is just a mentality thing, but think about it like this. When you're on a team of something, you usually have a coach, right?
Well, that's
Right?
true.
And the
Yeah.
coach is always barking at you. I've played sports. I know how it
Oh,
works.
yeah. Yeah.
They use
Yeah, Coach
that
always
bark
telling you.
mentality, blah, 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 blah. And
I explain it too much, too. It's kind of weird.
they're always telling you what to do. They're always
Yep.
telling you how to do it. They're always telling you what you did wrong. You don't want that mentality. When people hear the word team, it's
That's
not
true.
always a great experience. But
Oh, yeah, that's true.
if they hear the word partner and partnership, they feel like they're being invited into a secret club. Okay? And isn't that really what everybody wants to feel, is like they're part of something special, right? What do you think, Joe?
That's a real, Chris, that's a really good one right there.
Thanks, bro.
I never thought about it like that. And I played sports my entire life, everything. But I've never thought about it like, yeah, okay, yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that it would make you feel more included because you're partners and things. Yeah,
Absolutely.
like we're all working, even if one person's kind of leading a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or kind of like you're the non-navigator or the non-leader. How's that? I
Yeah.
don't know if anybody ever read Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test, but it's about the Mary Pranksters. And like there's the navigator's the non-navigator, the driver's the non-driver.
Right.
Like, nobody's running the show.
Right.
Everybody's together. So, but the one person does have to drive and somebody does have to navigate and
Right.
kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? That makes a lot of sense. Sorry, I just tied an old hippie thing.
Hey, Joe, let me tell you a quick dadpreneur story. Everybody loves a story, right?
Oh, yeah.
So when we were on vacation, right, we had one sunny day. Out of the whole trip, we had one sunny day. I think I sent you some pictures from the pool. But
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
we were out at the pool, and basically we were staying at this nice place, and we had the entire pool to ourselves. It was just me and Jeff and Jerry. And you would have thought, and the place was full, but everybody was somewhere else because it was the first clear day, right? Like they were fishing or on the beach or whatever. And so we were at the pool, and we were having a great time. And then the afternoon rolled around because we were there all day. We made a picnic. We went back to our room and got stuff, made a picnic, and ate out at the pool and the whole 9 yards. We had Bella out there with us, and she got in the pool, and we just had a really good time. And in the afternoon, some kids came along, and so Jerry got excited, right? He's like, "Oh, kids to play with," and we were excited because we were tired of playing, right? So it was like, "Okay, cool, somebody for him to play with." Well, they were playing a game called Red Light, Green Light. I had forgotten all about red light, green light. I remember that as a kid. So he got tagged and he's all bummed out, right? Because now he's got to be the guy that says red light, green light and try to catch people, right? And it's a group of them. It's probably 8 or 10 of them. And we're sitting under the cabana because we've had too much sun by this point and the sunscreen is not helping. And so we're under the cabana and we're drinking something cold and we hear red light and it's Jerry and we could see him from where we're sitting and the kids. And,
Yeah.
you know, red light, green light, red light, green light, and I'm expecting red light, right? And I hear yellow light. And I'm like, what? He's like, yellow light. I'm like, Jerry, you can't play the game like that. That's not how it's written. Who says? I'm the one calling the shots. Hey, I learned from my own kid, okay? If you don't like the way the rules are written, make the rules work for you. Okay? Yellow light. He said yellow light. Hey, the kids went in slow motion. They followed his lead. I was like, you have got
They
to be
knew what
kidding
to
me.
do.
They knew, but not one of them had ever heard yellow light. Because you know me, I asked.
Kids are smarter than we are. I would have been like, what?
What?
You know, hey, I'm like, what?
I had
Wait,
to throw that
bro?
dad story in there.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. Yeah, I got the. Oh, you know what? I had to go by the bank today,
Tell me about it.
and so I had the blue-haired demon monkey in the back.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, that's my daughter, that I love very much.
Can't you tell?
Hey, you can come out here if you want, as long as you're not too loud. We're having a real serious conversation.
It's his.
She was in here and I shoot her to her room earlier.
That's his
To say hi to
endearment.
everybody. Whatever. Anyways, so we're sitting there and she's like, Dad. I'm like, what? What? She's like, there's a dog in a tree. I'm
Oh,
like, what? You know, because they got a little, at the bank, at the drive-through thing, I was, doing some money stuff. And there's a little dog there. Look, here. There's a little dog there, and then there's a dog treat right by it. So I was like, oh, dog treat. That's neat. And I was like, wait a second. So I rolled the window down and I was like, I'm going to see if they got monkey treats. And she hides, and she said something like, hey, you don't got monkey. And then I rolled the window down when the guy got done, figuring all my money out and stuff. I was getting changed for the bar. Hey, this is Nixon, by the way.
hey,
Hey, show
Nixon.
me your beautiful hair.
Let us see your hair. Remember, the camera's backwards, sweetheart.
Oh, here. Oh, yeah. I know. See, it's weird with the camera being backwards. No, dummy, go that way.
We like her hair.
Show me your hair. There you go. Sorry. I'm
We
real
like
nice to
her
my
hair.
kids.
She's a pretty girl.
Yeah, with blue hair. Anyways.
Hey, nothing said she had to have regular hair.
Treats. They had suckers. You know what I mean? And I wasn't even thinking about it. I thought I was going to get him to give her a doggy treat. It'd be funny. That's the replay that I'm trying to watch on Facebook because I can't see it here. It's a mess.
He can't
I'll
see
explain
me,
it
Nixon.
Yeah, I can't actually see Chris because this is, yeah.
Why?
And the camera's backwards.
Yes.
Why? I know. That's what I said is why.
Why?
Why? Exactly. See what I mean? Hey, what do you know about Bitcoin?
A lot of stuff.
She's like a lot of stuff.
She does.
What's your college plan in?
Basically.
Bitcoin.
What's your inheritance in?
Bitcoin.
Yeah. What's your pops do?
Bitcoin.
Yeah. Be nice to the blue-haired demon monkeys, everybody.
Hey, you know what? I think we had a really awesome message today.
Yeah, we did.
I think that it is my opinion, and it's an opinion, and like everybody has one, right? But I personally feel like we delivered probably one of our best shows today, simply because we made it more about the audience. And really, that's what we try to do every day, but some of our messages come across more about business or crypto or specific things. Today, we really wanted to make this about you guys, all of you, everybody. And we wanted to share something that we stumbled on. Really, literally, it was a rock in the path, and we stumped our toe. But we are pretty excited about it. We are moving forward with it. My mind is going at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Mine too.
And I think that everybody that hey, I got one better than that. Everybody that's on here, if you'll just practice it for a week and then report back to us in the comments,
Practice what?
how did, I'm fixing to tell them, how
Oh,
did, how did getting to know your people that you were about to make business partners make a difference before you made them business partners. So, your, I guess, the homework, if you would, your homework assignment would be whatever business you're in, make it a point to get to really know your person, right? Like know them, know their family, know that that they have 3 grandchildren and they plan to pay for their grandkids' college education. I don't know, I'm making it up, but you know what I'm saying. Know that they've been in marketing before and they failed for 15 years, so they got out of it because they couldn't make it work. Know that they're really, really successful, that they're really, really very good at working the phones and working leads on phones. And that's where I want to tie my part of this conversation up, because Joe's going to close us out. But where I want to tie my part of the conversation up is this. It doesn't matter where your prospect, and I was kind of trying to say this earlier, where your prospect come from. It doesn't matter if it's from social media. It doesn't matter if you bumped into them at Walmart. It doesn't matter if you bought a lead list and you're working a list. It doesn't matter, if your buddy referred them to you because he knows that his friend is interested, but he's not. Doesn't matter, y'all. What matters is that you connect with that person and that you get to know that person. So step back, make your business a back end proposal. Okay. Work on
right,
improving the person first. Okay.
right.
Work on improving the person first. I'm going to kick it to you, Joe. Will you close us out? You finish up anything you want to say and then close us out, and I'll
Okay,
turn off the live when you're done.
okay, cool. I'm kind of just going with basically what I've been trying to get across this whole time. Let's take a step back, okay? Take a step out of ourselves for a second, let's say, or just take a step back from all this stuff, from everything that's going on. Take a step back from cryptogenics. Take a step back from Mark J training. Take a step back from this, from that. Take a step back from everything,
Yeah.
the whole thing. Take a step back from your television. Sit in the corner in your living room if you need to, or outside, whatever you need to do, and look in you and figure out where you're at. Okay, then figure out what you think you need. Then get with somebody. Okay, it doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be Chris. And let's put together what we need to do to work on you. And I want you all out there, if anyone decides to do anything like this, I want you to come to us, or at least I do to me, and tell me what you think I need to work on.
Absolutely.
I'm not one of those kind of people that think I'm infallible at all. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you the things that I'm willing to change and the things that I'm not willing to change. You know what I mean? That's just that, But man, we're doing this out of love for you guys. And we want everyone to be successful, okay? And I don't mean we want everybody to make $1 million or $10 million or whatever. We want you to be successful. We want you to feel successful. At the end of the day, we want you to go, man, that felt good.
That felt good.
You know what I mean? And if you do that first, everything you do is going to work. It's that simple. It's such a huge thing, but it's so simple. It's not the words you use to talk people into buying stuff, guys. It's not. Okay? It's not gimmicks. Okay? Gimmicks are fads or passive phases. They're just things. Okay? If you believe, people follow. Okay? And if you don't believe me, go look at Steve McCullough's presentation.
Right.
And tell me that you don't get inspired by his presentation. And if you want to know why you're inspired by the presentation, it's because he truly believes. Okay? He believes in what he's doing. He believes you can do it too. As long as you got to start with yourself. Okay? I believe the same thing. Chris believes the same thing. And it's not that we're anybody, but I want y'all to build yourselves. Build yourselves, and then the business will come. Okay? It's getting ready to get big and hairy. You know what I mean? It's going to be busy. So we need you in the right shape. Okay? Love you guys. Have a great day. I hope I didn't preach too much. I know I did, I'm not some guru, genius, expert, and nothing like that. I just know how I feel. It's not what I think, it's how I feel. Okay? Thank y'all. Love you, and bye.
Have a great day, everyone. We love you guys. Thank you for coming. Love it.
I don't know how to leave. Oh, here we go.